Alright. Are you guys ready? Season 8 tier list. Are you guys ready? Yeah, sorry, script. Viewers be posting Pornhub and stuff, so we gotta limit that. This one doesn't have Danza. Don't worry, I'll draw a little squirrel. All right, Achilles. Where is Achilles nowadays? I think Achilles is definitely still an A tier. I haven't seen him solo that often, but with the items, the hybrid solo laners like Wukong, Kukulin, Guan, and more feel really good. Why? Ant Style is really strong. Shifter Shield is really strong. All the shields are really strong, and even though the hammers are not as strong as they were before, all the shields are. So that means Achilles benefits off that a lot. In the jungle, he's okay. His CDs are a bit long, and so you have to go CD kind of early, and going CD kind of early doesn't feel that good. I is definitely garbage on him because he needs to be ability-based to clear minions. He's just sitting there clearing minions forever. And with so much farm on the map, being a shit, having shit jungle clear really puts him in a bad spot. So he could probably be an S tier solo laner / A tier, but because his jungle is a little weaker and he doesn't have that many spots to put him in, we'll leave him there. Why are the shields strong? Because they got buffed. Agni. Oh, I'm excited to do the Agni one. Agni is an A tier mid laner right now. All of the buffs have all of the item buffs have indirectly buffed Agni. And that's why I think he's in a great spot. Deso pops off with him. Tahuti, first item. Before, he always had kind of a weird start. You kind of got to go into Kronos Pendant. And Kronos Pendant never really feels that good early. But you kind of need it for the bombs. But going to Tahuti now, you just have to micromanage your bombs a little bit better. So that's where I'm going to put Agni, man. I love Agni, man. And I feel really good about him in this next season. If you guys haven't checked out my YouTube video, make sure to go check it out. Yo, what's up, YouTube? Now you're already here. Scroll down. Go click it. Amuzinka. You know, Amuzinka was a little bit higher B tier, C tier. I think he was like C tier from before, but I feel like with the way the laning phase is right now, I think dual lane is left on an island. Yeah, they also buffed his passive. Thank you for reminding me, guys. They also buffed Agni's passive, so hitting someone gives you 2 stacks. An enemy gives you 2 stacks. Hey, yo, look, the video's right there. Damn, dude, that was set up. Alley-oop, bam, bam. So Amuzinka. Yeah, so I think with the lane being so alone right now, you only, as a jungler, getting a gank off a duo is a very big commitment. And AMC definitely thrives off that compared to last split where you could gank duo and not get punished farm-wise as a jungler as often as you can now. So that opens up the lane for Amuzinka, and I feel like it helps him out. And a lot of these new items with attack speed and XC being buffed, I feel like it helps him out a bit. Alpoish. I know a lot of you guys' eyes opened up when I hovered E tier. No, so okay, Alpoish is like D tier because he sucks. He has the same problem as always. He can't move anywhere. He has good damage. He has a good ult, but it's easy to avoid. There's not that many corridors as there was in season 7. So just running away from the ult is way more simple. His combos don't benefit. The item changes don't benefit him. Spear of the Magus isn't that good. I mean, it's still a good item, but wasn't buffed a lot. Spear of Desol's good right now. Tahuti's really good right now. So I don't really feel like Apollo is that strong right now. Can you explain why he escapes E tier? You're right. He doesn't escape it for me. I just tried, I think there's like 2 guys in my YouTube that like Apollo. So I was like, yo, for you guys, I'll put him here. But you're right. The guy's a piece of shit. Let's see. On her. How does On her feel in this meta? It's a lot of good walls. I feel like Honor will always be such a S tier and A tier character unless they nerf him. But it's just hard to put him in S tier because he's just like not overwhelmed. Like you just don't pick On her off the bat, right? Top pick or ban. But he's always so solid as a hunter. You could even put him in mid. He's always just super strong. Very long CC immunity. I mean, what I've always said about On her. Good peel, CC, slow, good jump, knockup. It's just all around a great, beautiful kit. Probably one of the best kits ever made in from Smite. Amma, you see, I think Amma is okay right now. I'm not sure if she's an A tier because shields being good is not the greatest for Amma. Amma wants to go in, come out, kite, sustain. And with shifter shields, and I mean Berserker got buffed, so that's why I think she could be an A tier, but I'm gonna leave her at B tier because I don't think that she is insane right now. She got hit a couple times at the end of season 7 or mid season 7 at the end of season 7, so don't feel like she is the best soul in it right now. So B tier, I feel like it's still good. I feel kind of weird putting B tier on Muzen Cobb next to Amma. It kind of looks weird, you know. I think Muzen needs to drop to C if Amma's gonna be at B. Usually there's S plus and A plus, so it's kind of confusing right now. Just messing with it. Usually how I do with tier list. Anubis. You see, a lot of people think Anubis went way higher with seeing him in the SPL, but he really is in the same spot. I think in the C tier, he was good because Ghost practiced with it against what was being picked in the SPL, and that's why Anubis looked really good. He still has the same problem. He's an all-in character, and he's either life steals everything and kills everyone, or he just dies. You can add tiers. Now, these tiers are fine. We just got to work with them. I'll explain everything as I go. AO. I think AO did get bumped up a little bit. I feel like AO did get bumped up a tiny bit because its attack speed is a little bit faster, and with new Boombas benefiting off attack speed because you get 20 extra true damage to minions. He feels pretty good. You can farm really fast. The map is really open. Ganking solo is an opportunity. Lifesteal feels pretty good right now in combat, which is what he does really well in. And just in general, feels like a pretty good character. Starter items, you could go with the hammer, and that feels pretty strong because you 2-3-1, and then your combos up immediately again with the 2 or the 3, and his whole kit just combos together so well. So, that's a god to look out for. I'm gonna make an AO video soon. I know a lot of people have been asking for that. Afro. I think Afro definitely dropped from maybe even being S tier / A tier to about C tier with the new changes. Out of combat healing got nerfed. In combat healing is good, but she is better known with the out of combat healing as well as Hell. You're probably gonna see her drop a bit too, but Hell brings more to a fight than just the healing. Hell brings a lot of damage, some a little bit of CC cleanse, and that's why I think Hell will be a little bit higher than Afro. But Afro with that nerf with healing, and her being one of the best out of combat healers, it did hit her pretty hard. Apollo. Apollo. I feel like he's S tier. I think it's safe to say he's an S tier character. The map being so open, you can just roam wherever you want. The split push feels good. He's just always been such a good character, and he's been nerfed little by little on his ult. He gets full passive stacks from his ult, which went really well with what's that item called that gives you CD, pen, and crit. I'm so bad with item names sometimes. And it goes well with that item, which got a lot of popularity recently, as well as his Mez giving you a ton of protections. He's really hard to kill. You can throw him in jungle, you can throw him in ADC, you can throw him in mid, and he still feels pretty good. I think ADC is definitely the spot to put him in. Fail not. Thank you, chat. Appreciate you guys. Someone on YouTube was going to be like, yo, fail not. And then thank you very much. I'm going to upvote you, and thank you for commenting. You're beautiful. So that's where we're going to put on first S tier character, huh? Arachne, S. Yeah, right. D tier. Alright, why is she D tier? I actually have a good reason for her being D tier. The problem with Arachne right now is that she benefited off being cheesy, right? And cheesy worked better in season 7 map because it was smaller, and so you can snowball the lead better. But now if you cheesy gank duo, right, cheesy gank mid, you're gonna get punished in the farm, and her farming doesn't feel the greatest right now. You have to go Golden Blade. Golden Blade means you have to go into a certain route. You're kind of weak in the early game. If you want to keep up farming wise, you have to go Golden Blade, and if that's the case, it weakens her early game. And if that's the case, then that's literally her best time to gank lanes. It's her early game. So she feels kind of like in a weird spot right now. Don't really like Arachne. I think she should get reworked. I don't like her kit at all. Aries. So every time I hover a character, I try to think about why what items are really big right now, what items are strong, why you should feel good. You know, I'm trying to think about everything and then put it together. Aries. I think Aries is a B tier character. He shines in a niche opportunity. So he doesn't shine consistently, and when you're not shining consistently, there's no way I can put you at an S tier. It's kind of tough to put you in an A tier. He's a niche character. We all know that. Cripples have to be super effective. His ult has to be effective, meaning lack of CC immune ults on the other team. So with that being said, Aries is in a chill B spot. He's still a very strong character, but you got to know what you're playing against for it to be strong. Artemis. It's kind of tough. She can be B tier. She can be B tier, but I think C tier is a more common spot. It feels right to put her in C tier. Yeah, sorry. Niche equals very specific for you guys on YouTube. Sorry if I don't make that clear to you guys. No, she got a lot of buffs. The slow immunity on the 2, the Tusky being way faster, and like I said, it benefits a Musikop and both Artemis. That dual lane is not getting ganked nowhere near as much, and it can be punished hard. So with that being said, Artemis gets some free space, and it allows her to farm more safe and get to that mid late game where she destroys. What is the tier list for? Just where the gods are in general. Archeo. But I think I'm being a little bit more specific than the average tier list person.
Let's go, Leon.
I like to really explain the character and the items and why I think things, instead of just saying, Archeo, I mean, yeah, she crippled, so she's pretty good. Yeah, B tier. Athena, global, good, B tier. Yeah, I don't like doing that. I think that's stupid. There's no point in watching a tier list at that point, but a lot of people like watching tier lists like that, but I'm not going to do that. Archeo still feels pretty good. Like I said, she's definitely still a niche support. In the same aspect, Aries, the cripple has to be effective, kind of has to bully lane, but I think she could be bumped to A tier. I think she's a pretty strong support because building dual lane is really important right now, and Archeo definitely does that. So I feel like B tier, A tier, she could be bumped up to A tier, but I think she still has like similar problems as a good initiator. She needs the blink to get a good initiation off, and then I feel like good supports can get initiations off even without blink. But she could be A tier. I'm going to put her in B, but she could be A tier. Athena, you see, I think people are overvaluing the global. While the map is bigger, and it definitely makes sense why the global would still be, would make her bump up to A, but she still has the same problem. Her initiation is so predicted. It's so obvious, and she doesn't scale well enough. Like, she's really good early mid as a taunt bot to pull beads, but if you don't have an advantage, I feel like Athena is pretty weak. Like, if you're not running it down and you have war control and you have full map control and you're just constantly taunting to get beads and get free kills, it's good. But from behind, it's very weak to just dash taunt. You just usually instantly die, or, you know, and her ult doesn't get her out of tough places. I feel like she's better, but not A tier. A Willix is B tier. Simple. I mean, she has a great kit. She snowballs well. She's strong. She farms fast. But it's still a niche. If you don't have knockups, she definitely feels infinitely weaker. Why would you not just have Thor or Humbots in that aspect? And like I said, niche characters can't be A tier, because what makes a character A or S tier? It's a character that you're going to pick or ban off the top. Doesn't matter what you see. Baby Yaga. She got buffed. She's S. She's definitely C tier. I mean, the same problems persist, right? Nothing's changed. Yeah, she got a little bit buff, but that's not even. I feel disrespectful. She's D tier. She literally does nothing. Maybe she catches you off by silencing you, or you get a little bit of movement speed. Too clunky. Her ult is super easy to juke. She's super easy to kill in the ult. Her 3 is the worst escape ever. It's hard to do damage with. It's hard to escape with. Just garbage. I mean, yeah, I said so much shit about her. You put them at E tier. I'm sorry. Sorry about Baby Yaga lovers. Bacchus. Bacchus is a good one. We really haven't seen Bacchus, like, kind of low key, right? I feel like he's been a little bit, a little buffed here and there, and not really talked about, but still a very strong kid. I mean, he has great protections from his one. He's super tanky. His flop is great. His burp is great. Anti-heal, and which is really good, right? Because when you burp, it's in combat, which in combat is the strongest healing right now, so that's something to think about. His Watcher's Gift is really good. He's really good running around the map early game, level 3, 4, 5, 6. I think he has a great gank all around. And he's just a consistent support. I like him at B tier. Bakasura, I'm actually throwing up a Bakasura video probably very soon after this tier list. I played him. Well, he does feel better than Arachne, right? Because his power farm is great. With Golden Blade and just eating minions and running around, he still has the same problem. It's all got nerfed. You don't have CC immunity for too long, and it feels kind of weak. But with a couple items, like he can turn the fight with a big ult. But how consistent can you get a four-man ult that you can auto 5 or 6, 7 times with? Usually you have to jump out after that. And so he has kind of the same problem, but he's definitely better than Arachne. Baron is C tier. He still does what he does. I've always thought he was the best when he was a good solo laner. Excuse me. I always thought he was when Baron was the strongest, he was a great solo laner. Sorry, chat. And right now he does okay damage. He does okay everything. He doesn't do anything very good. It's okay everything. And I feel like you could just easily. I feel like the mechanic of the ult is now understood very well, and now it made him weaker, where before everybody was just running away from getting sucked, and it made him a little bit better. But because he has Baron Pot, we'll put him. No, I'm just kidding. He stays at C. Bastet, she's D tier. I really don't like Bastet, even though we saw in the SPL. Even though I feel like it really showed at Worlds why Bastet is literally Bastet. She's garbage. Her ult enhances her 3 other abilities, but one of them you can't use because it's your escape. So your ult is enhancing your 2 abilities, and those 2 abilities are not gonna kill. So she's just super weak jungler. Like when I think about Bastet, I'm like, I compare it to like bots and Fenrir right now, which got a big buff. Now Rat, Thor, Serket, like it's just so bad. Why would you ever pick her? I don't see why. Why does she escape E tier? Nah, she's definitely better than these 2 characters because she still does a lot of damage. Like these characters are actually absolutely useless. Like you could even say she's C tier, but D tier feels definitely more consistent for me. Bologna. I think Bologna got a big buff and she feels way stronger. I've been using a lot of Bologna jungle. I'm sure you guys have seen it on the YouTube, and she feels really good with the new change of extending whether she has her 1, 2 hammer, sword, or chain auto, extending it still until you haven't hit something, and that's a very big buff. Low key, right under the radar. No numbers are increased, just something that was small change, and I think it makes a big difference, as well as death toll being much better, and so much farm on the map. Bologna is probably one of the better solo lane clears, and so I think that's really important for her. I think she's pretty strong right now. I like her a lot. Definitely a character that got bumped up from the last tier list if you checked it out. Is Bologna an A for solo? Definitely an A for solo. She's probably a B for jungle. Maybe even drops to a C for jungle, but you know, with that being said, she's an A solo laner, which is what she's meant for, and the fact that she's still a B or C tier in the other roles, in her other role, I think that's very good. She's strong. Cabra, dude, Cabra's just always been. He's just so good. His kid is just so bloated, and you don't really see him pick that much, right? Like, isn't it so confusing to me? I feel like it's confusing. I feel like he's so bloated of a character. His tremble, his stun, his one, he's hard to go on. And if you go on him, you're probably going to take a ton of damage and have to blow beads. And if he goes on you, you're going to have to blow beads, probably Aegis. He's good against, he's not an Emir, right? Where in Emir, you need people to have dashes for him to be very effective. Cab, yes, if you have a dash, you're even stronger. But he's strong regardless of that. So, yeah, I think Cabra is great. I think it's criminally underused. Camazants. Damn, there's a lot of gods, huh, chat? I hope you guys don't mind how long this video is. I'm just really trying to give you guys the inside scoop. Camazants. He's B tier. No, there's no way he's D tier. He's B tier. And the reason he could be A tier for me is that he's a great solo laner right now. I think these all the items, all the shields being so strong definitely benefits Kama a ton. So I like just because he's B tier in both solo and jungle could even bump him up to A tier for me. But I think he's a great jungle. He does a ton of damage. Obviously, he lacks CC, but he does what Bastet does, but infinitely better. And so that's why I think he's really strong. His ton of sustain on top of it, really hard to kill. I think a lot of the items that got buffed do help him in the jungle, so I think he's good. I think he can be an A, but B feels more consistent. Cern. Cern. I feel like we don't really see Cern too often, man. And I think he's still a B tier ADC. He does a ton of damage. His sheep is really good. He is a good team fighter. His root is good. I think his one is a little lackluster, but outside of that, I think he's just a solid character. We don't really see him, but I think he's still solid. With his attack speed, Achilles feels really good. Serb will always be A tier in my opinion until they nerf something on his base stats. I mean, everything about him is just always good, right? The slow shredding protections, the 1 stun, the 3 sustain. It's a farther jump than it was before. His ult's always gonna pull beats. It's a long CC immunity. Just an all-around great character. Chalk definitely got bumped up. I think before he was D tier in my other tier list, but I think he's gonna be okay. I think he still has the same weakness in team fights and late game rotations, that his team fight is pretty shit. I mean, you live the chalk ult, and you win the fight, and that's pretty simple to do since it only silences. But his early mid game is a lot stronger. They did buff his ult to get more mitigation, and like I said, bruisers that could want to run at you around the level 8 to like 15. And bully your jungle and have a threat to rotate a Gold Furies with all these shields being as good as they have been and been buffed, Berserkers, Shifters, Void still being very solid, and Style being very strong. Chalk actually moves up a tiny bit. He was at D before. C is a good spot. You can use him, but he won't be the best. Changa is a good B tier. Could be A tier, but B tier feels more solid. She's a safe mid laner that does damage. Has great CC, has a good ult with a low CD. I think that's what's really affected about her. She's kind of hard to kill, but sometimes it's really hard to get her damage off, especially if you're getting zones really well by. And I think warriors and soul laners can zone very well with all the item buffs. So Changa feels kind of weak, right? Because you can't really get your damage off unless you're diving backline. If you're diving backline, you're out of position. So kind of a weird spot, but she's still a very good character, stat-wise and ability-wise. So I think B is a good spot. Cern. I think Cern is criminally underrated too. I think he's A tier, especially on this map. Like, just being able to split push and be in the fight at any moment. Apollo has a longer rotation. And I think it's just that Apollo is just so hard to kill, right? Even though Chernbog, you would think on paper, is harder to kill. Having movement speed on your 3 on Apollo, having a mez that lasts like 2 seconds, getting protections off that, it's just such a hard character to kill. But Cern is like that too, in a sense. But Cern is really strong in my opinion. I mean, I think all the buffs, like Xe buff, definitely helps him a ton because of his steroid. Just in general, it's very, very, very strong character. I don't know why I haven't seen him at all. Chiron. I think Chiron's a B. There's no way. You can't put him A tier. He's B tier for sure. He's a solid mid. He's an okay mid. He's a better hunter. You can kind of build in between with a little trans, but you're probably going to go gloves, trans mid. I'm trying to think of the build that I would do. You could probably go Berserkers, Odibo, Kins, Xe. That would be pretty strong. Maybe a little Aussie in there. He's just solid. He's just solid. There's no way you think he's an A tier. He's just a solid ADC all around. The cleanse is nice if you can get to it. The knockback is good on the charge. His ult from long range is good. It's all solid. Just not very good. I'd argue C tier. You could. I think you could argue C tier / B tier. I think B tier is pretty fair though. Kronos. I think Kronos got bumped up a good amount, man. I feel like he's looked a lot better in my opinion. I think he got some buffs. The items look a little bit better. Tahuti, I think like hybrid ability based attack speed. Kronos, Poly, maybe like Telekind's Opshard, Tahuti, things like that. I think he might have got bumped up. I might be using him a little bit coming up in these next couple weeks playing mid and ADC. We'll see. I'll see how he feels. Maybe I'll try to get a YouTube video out on Kronos, but I feel like he might have been bumped up a bit. I think he might have been like C tier before. I think B tier is a good spot. Why Anubis C? Because he's definitely really weak. I think people threw him up like here because he was using SPL level or Worlds, but that's not the reason. They just countered. He's good at countering in a mobile support, Sylvanas, Ymir, but that's the only reason they picked him. Choo-choo. I mean, I've been getting confused between Kukulin and Cthulhu. Cthulhu, I think A tier is solid. He's an okay support, maybe probably a C tier support, and then he's probably and he's an top solo laner, A tier solo. But I don't know, man. The reason I can't put him S tier, in my opinion, is because I think Pen has been buffed hard with kin size always being as strong as it is. I think he's gonna start getting shredded and not be able to play the game the same way. Dominance, XC, all these insane pen, like people are getting to like 60 or 70% pen on these hunters, and with that pen and kin size, he's gonna get shredded. Thorn's got a little nerf too. That is a good thing to talk about. I think he's strong, but not overwhelming. Choo Choo A tier. I actually think Kukulin might be S tier. Damn, the first S tier solo laner, huh? He, like I said, thrives off the shields. Achilles, the Bologna, but obviously Bologna's a little bit less, more berserker. But he thrives with that. He's so strong. The double CC immunity, being able to run at blue buffs, run through those back camps and feel good about it and not be too scared. His initiation is always going to be really, really good. His solo lane feels great. His jungle feels pretty solid. I actually dropped a YouTube video 2 days ago, or yesterday, or no, today actually, on Eye of the Jungle, the new jungle start, not Boombas, but the Eye, and having HP 5 and being able to clear those minions so well with maybe a little Gaia or Soul Eater. My God, it is ridiculous how much you're healing, and this no god loves HP 5 more than Kukulin. So definitely S tier. I feel pretty good and confident about saying that. Damn, dude, I really feel like Cupid dropped off a bit. Do you guys not feel that way? I feel like he did. I think we played against him so much and watching him so much that we really understand how he plays now. And he got hit with a couple nerfs. You could definitely put him A tier. He's definitely still strong, but the out of combat healing got nerfed too. You know what? I feel confident with B. I think he dropped off a bit. I think he dropped off a good bit. I think a lot of things went against him. He got nerfed, out of combat healing, and just being played around him just seems easier. I don't feel too scared about the Cupid picks anymore. Still one of the best teamfight ults for a hunter, no doubt. But I feel more confident in picking up an on her over a Cupid. In a blind pick, if I was playing for like millions or whatever, just playing for money, this will be uploaded to YouTube 100%. Daji's a niche character. You guys know where my niche characters go. They always be in B. We got the Willix, we got the Archeo, we got the AO, we got the Aries, we got the Camazon. So Daji's always going to be a B tier character. Shell is still really good. Shell upgraded, blocks are 1, which is her biggest damage. And we're going to talk about the ults. It's such a niche ult, right? If there's lack of CC immune ults, it's great. If there's a lot of CC immune ults, the ult is not the best. So B is a good spot. I think niche characters are great. Niche meaning very specific and situational characters is a good spot for B. Discordia. You know, I like Discordia right now. I think Discordia's in a great spot. I think when I think about the map, I think Discordia's 2-1 combos could be hitting 2 to 3 people a lot right now. Do you guys not feel that way? I feel like Discordia is, and with the Tahuti and Spear Deso, it's pretty good. And she's safe, over the wall damage, and the walls are kind of split up like a paintball map, right? Where it can be bouncing in very weird ways, and it feels pretty good. I think Discordia is, you could say B tier. I wouldn't feel too good about that. I think A tier helps her a lot. I think the 2 items that got buffs hard between Deso and Tahuti feels real nice on Discordia. And the starters, I think she's great. I think you'll see her play more. Erlang, we've been seeing a lot of Erlang, but I'm gonna put him in an A tier. I'm not overwhelmed with the mannequin. I'm sure you guys have heard me talk about mannequin left and right. I am not impressed by mannequin. Yes, it's annoying in the first 5 levels. Yes, you might be killed in the first 5 levels because of mannequin. Yes, it's annoying. Yes, you might have to run out of your jungle because of mannequins. But mannequin does fall off. And same, it's like saying Arachne's S tier because she's one of the best gankers and just put mannequin on her. No, that's not the case. But Erlang still brings a ton of CC. He still can be played in support. He can be played in solo. He can be played in jungle. I mean, having 3 spots that you can flex and Erlang pick into is very, very good. Stone cutting got a little cheaper. Xe got buffed. He's definitely A tier right now. A lot of good items going his way, and he's definitely strong. No doubt. Faf. What's Erlang's best role? I would have to say jungle, then probably support, then solo. Faf. Alright, I have a reason for B. So my reason for B tier and not A tier, because obviously Faf is a very high mechanical god, right? Like, if you hit everything, he's ridiculous. If you miss half of your things, he's one of the worst gods ever. So, before he was so good because of objective burning, right? But now with a lot of these gods burning objectives because of the different builds and the new starter items, I don't feel like he doesn't bring that benefit of burning objectives. It's ridiculous. Yes, you're going to burn objectives, but it's not significant. You guys feel me? Like, before it was so crazy because nobody could burn objectives that fast, only if you had Faf on your team. But now with a new Boomba Spear, you know, I feel like you can start burning objectives really fast, and you don't really need him to do that. So that's the case. No, I'm not doing a jungle tier list, guys. I play all the roles at Master GM level. Like, trust me, I'm telling you everything you need to know. I'm little things about every god. I'm giving you specifics. Don't worry, guys. Just watch it, understand. If you have questions at the end, or you want to drop some comments on YouTube, feel free to. I'll try to help you out. I'll try to tell you everything that I know. Fenrir, definitely A tier, man. Maybe even S tier. The only problem with S tier is that he is brutalized, is his main source of damage. And brutalize can be sticky sometimes depending on what you're going into, right? So I feel like A is definitely a good spot. He is strong in support. He is very strong in jungle. He could even play solo right now, I feel, with the new buffs. In combat healing got stronger, right? Because out of combat healing got nerfed, so his 2 got a little bit more value. He hurts. What's good? Shields. What does Fen love? Shields. Shifter, Berserkers if you want to, and all these other shields. I like him. I think he's really good. I think he's been buffed. S tier. You could say S tier, but I don't feel comfortable saying that because Brutalize is his main source of damage, and Brutalize being interrupted is very easy to do, especially with cripples, especially with CC, and good players will take advantage of that. Why has Apollo been an S tier? Because Apollo just keeps getting buffed. You can go watch my YouTube video. I'm not going to go back. I have a lot of gods to do. Freya is definitely a C tier character right now. Kronos got bumped up because he did get some nice buffs. He does feel way stronger with an ability base. Tahuti getting buffed even you can go Spirit Death Zone on Kronos. It feels good. Freya is definitely way weaker right now. She needs rings to be good. If rings are bad, Freya's bad. If rings are great, Freya's OP. But yeah, that's definitely the case. I think C tier is a solid spot. Kronos kind of goes away from that, right? Kronos can be like a little poly, a little Obshar, a little Tahuti action, while Freya just she can't go that build. You know, she can't go that route. Ganesh. I should say Danza, but we'll save Danza for last. Don't worry, guys. I got you. I didn't forget about him. Ganesh. I feel like Ganesh is always so solid, man. Like, he's always going to do what he needs to do in the team fights, and it's not something, like, very specific, right? Faf needs to hit 3, 4 really good, really high mechanical skill abilities. Ganesh drops his ult, silence 3 people, knocks 1 guy up. That guy just took the whole fight for a dub. So, yeah, I agree. Ganesh A tier, I think it's a no-brainer. You know, Gab got bumped up, in my opinion. I love Gab, man. I think Gab rollout, being able to move around the map as easy as he does with Watcher's Gift, I feel like you get a lot of benefit out of Watchers rolling around the whole map. I think rollout is something that's very underthought when you think about how big the map is. His shield always going to be one of the best. His ult will be one of the best. The character is very basic to get the most out of the character. It's really simple to do. And I think he's an A tier character right now. Guan. Dude, Guan is S tier. Guan is S tier. Guan is S tier. I'd put Geb S, but Geb has a weakness, so Geb's early is really weak. Like, and having an advantage early game right now, Archeo or Lang, Bacchus rotating out, making moves in the jungle 3, 4, 5, 6 is important. And Geb is really weak at doing that. And Guan S tier, our third S tier character. Guan definitely deserves S tier. CAD shield, shifters, void. All these items are just so good for Guan. He's allowed to just go on your backline, zone 2 or 3 people, probably kill 1 person. And even though his healing got nerfed on paper out of combat, which is really good for him, it still doesn't matter. His in-combat healing is really strong. Yeah, I mean, I'm actually interested or curious to look at my last tier list to see where Guan was and to see where he's at now. Hachi's A tier. He's solid, man. His dash is sweet. His ult is good to get out. He has slow, stun, long range damage. His wand helps him get into the fights. Definitely, yeah, Ansile, another good item. I've tried making sure that I stay on top of all the items that I'm talking about. But yeah, definitely Ansile is another one to talk about when we talk about Guan. Hachi, yeah, like I said, Hachi's just super consistent, man. If you don't really see any way to counterpick them with an On Her or a Cupid, Hachi is just consistent. He's good. He's always good. Literally, I don't see a position where he's actually bad. Hades could be B, man. It's between C or B, but I'm feeling more of a B. There's no way you say A for Hades unless you're playing casual games. Hades is just okay. You know, I feel kind of weird seeing Hades' face next to, you know, Cupid, Kama, Amma, Athena. I don't know. I feel like I might be giving him a little too much credit here. I'm gonna go with C tier. He's definitely a C tier character. Yeah, no, I was kind of tripping with B. He has the same problems, bro. You can dash out of his ult. Like, the fact you can dash out of his ult, the character's useless once you do that. He wins solo, but then what happens? You win solo, and then you rotate, you ult, and then they walk out of it, and then, whoa, you won solo. Yeah, no. I agree. C tier is a good spot. I'm trying to think of the items, but none that I can think of on the top of my head really benefit Hades that much. Ethereal didn't get buffed. Lifesteal didn't get buffed. Like, nothing really helps him, and nothing really went positive for him. B tier. He's still very strong. He's still really hard to kill. He's really good against the slow, heavy slow team. You know, the Osiris, the Nemesis. But he did get nerfed a bit. They hit his damage, and his damage is usually why you're going to be complaining about Hades. I mean, sorry, about Hebo. So he doesn't feel like he one-taps you necessarily off the bat. He's a little bit weaker, but he's still he's good at B tier. He could be A tier depending on who he's playing against. Hell got dropped. Definitely a B tier character, where before she was probably what, S or maybe A. Hell is a better Afro. I know I talked about Hell when I was talking about Afro, but yeah, she's an auto combat healer, but she's also an in combat healer, a better in combat healer than Afro. She also provides a lot more damage than Afro, and also cleanses, and she just provides more than Afro when it comes to the outside of the healing, right? So I think Hell is fine at B tier. She still can be played. Her heals are still going to be annoying, but she's good, definitely good. I'm thinking about the items not really benefiting me. You could go to Tahuti. Tahuti is definitely a good item on her, with Dumor being nerfed. She already has a ton of movement speed, so you don't really need the extra with Dumor. But with Tahuti, it feels good because you get a ton of MP5, you get 10% pen, you get a ton of power. And the thing about Hell, she has three abilities that do damage. 3 abilities that do damage. The chances are some of those abilities are going to be hitting when people are under 50% health. So you're getting a good advantage out of the Tahuti. So that's something that's important to think about too. Haim's A tier, like I said, kind of very similar to Hachi for me, but in a different way. Haim, he still has the global, but it was way better in when you're talking about dual lane in season 7, because season 7 dual lane was getting ganked nonstop. Now with season 7 dual lane getting ganked not as often, his 3 loses a little bit of value when you're comparing him to the other hunters. But it still has the value, so he's usually really safe. His ult is still really good. His 2 and his autos, he's just all around a very strong character, and I like him. And his 1 in this jungle is still really strong, and his passive is always great. So definitely a very solid ADC. Let's look at the hunters right now. On her, Haim, Hanchi, all in the A tier. You have a little Apollo action in the S tier. I would even think about maybe even dropping the Apollo to A tier, to be honest. I honestly wouldn't feel bad if I did this. Hera. I think Hera's like a C tier right now. She doesn't feel special. She doesn't feel like none of the items that got buffed benefit her directly. Spear Deso in a sense, but not really, because it doesn't go on cooldown till it dies. So if you drop the Argus and you get a couple kills, you don't get benefit out of the Deso because Argus is still alive. Hera is way better than Hades. Yeah, I look at the characters that are next to her and she's better than them, but she's not good enough to be with these other characters. She's kind of in a weird spot. I feel like she's kind of in a weird spot. She can be B tier, but I don't know. I wouldn't agree with it too much. I think C tier is pretty fair. Super fire. All right, I agree with this. I feel pretty strong about her being in the C tier. Herc got buffed on his 2. He is decent with shields, but you'd have to put him in solo. Herc support. Herc support is okay right now. I'm trying to think of the items. I think Herc solo would be way stronger, but Herc has never really been the greatest in solo. There's been like 2 or 3 seasons be kind of weak. I'll put B tier. I'll put B tier. He's solid. Herc brings a lot to the table. He's not the same bully he was in support, running around and just setting up. He can still do that, but just not as consistently. I think he's gonna be better in solo. I mean, I think about all these shields. I think about all the shields being so good, and I'm like, yo, why isn't he just playing in solo? You go shifters, you go boots, shifters, breastplate, void. you're like unkillable to physical. Obviously, you can still be destroyed by mage, but you can go if they have Vasilla or something, you go Ansile, and I feel like you're doing so much damage. Your autos are chunking, you scale really well. I think he's better as solo right now. Like I need to start using him as solo. Regrowth got nerfed a little bit though. He uses so much mana. Yeah, but breastplate covers that. He's in a good spot. I want to use him as solo. I'm gonna drop a video on him. Horus. What that B tier is an itch character. It doesn't feel the strongest. Horus ult doesn't feel amazing right now. He's still he makes ganks really simple, but I feel like he's just a solid support. He's a solid support, nothing more. Hu Yi. I like Hu Yi right now, man. He can't really jump over a lot of these walls right now because these walls are a little thicker, and I think that hurts him. The bounces and the fights with Hu Yi feel pretty good. I feel like the pinches feel pretty nice. I might drop into a B tier though, but I think A tier is okay. Because if you're playing Hu Yi, you're feeling good, right? So you gotta hit your shit. Humbots. I feel like Humbots is in such a good spot right now. Humbots, I feel, is just so strong right now. Dominance works on him really well. New Boomba's hammer works on him really well. His jungle clear is great. His team fight is great. I just don't really see a Humbot's weakness right now. I don't mind putting him in S. I don't see why he would be anything less than an S. I don't see why you would not pick Humbots in this meta. Like, I have not one reason. Before, it was his clear was kind of bad, and then you could invade his jungle, and then he couldn't really defend his jungle. But with the jungle being as big as it is right now, you're going to get your farm. And once you get to mid-game, you're going to do what you're going to do. Nobody spamming Humbots? Yeah, but nobody spamming Humbots doesn't mean that he's the worst character. There's only been 2 days. I've played him once, and I felt pretty good. I felt really good, actually. And Humbots, like Thor, does pretty well with shifters. Yeah, I like him there. I think he's good, man. I think he's really good. You guys should start using Humbots if you're not using him right now. Isis is definitely C tier. I mean, what was she good for before? Pushing a lead, but pushing a lead right now doesn't feel good because the map is too open and you're going to get punished on the other side of the map. And then her second part, why she was good, was objectives. And objectives right now get burnt regardless. I don't want to put her in D tier though. Like, she does bring a lot to the table. No escape, yeah, but Hera's the same. Like, but she still has CC. She has a great stun. Her 1 doesn't do enough damage. That's the problem. But her 3 is really good right now, and her ult is a little weak, but it's okay. I think she's fine. C. I think C is fair. There's no way you could put her D tier. Come on, man. Look at Bastet right there. Smelly ass. Isis looks good here. There's no way. You can't put her B tier, but you can't put her D tier. There's no way you put her B tier. There's no way you put her D tier. I think C tier is a fine spot. Channeled 1, which can be stopped. Yeah, but then she still has a spirit ball in her 3. So if you kind of go hybrid, Isis tank, like, she still feels good. Hera, you go full damage, and sometimes she doesn't do anything regardless. Hera, fuck Hera. Is an Ami. And the biggest thing is out of combat healing, right? Like, that doesn't affect Isis. And so there's, yeah, no, come on. No. Isis C. Can't play that game. Izanami so shit, man. So fuck that. I'm putting a C tier. She's literally a split push god, does nothing in team fights, does nothing in fights. She runs in circles around the whole map, invising, clearing waves, hitting towers, and then just dies. She's like a shit Loki. Ah, fuck that. E tier. This is a big one, huh? I'm assuming a lot of you guys are waiting for this one from me. Janice. I gotta look at the other characters to really have a feel for him. I think A tier is fair. A tier is fair. Where was Janice before? That's a good question. A tier is fair. All the items benefit him a ton. Tahuti benefited him. Tahuti benefited him. Deso benefits him a lot. The map benefits him a lot. It's open. Power farming is a thing. They made his 2 impossible to miss for the casuals. They made his 1 a little weird though. His ult can't do as much damage, but that's okay because you can kind of build a little different. He's A tier. I don't know. You can't argue B tier. You can maybe argue S tier, but you just have to be so good with him to really say he's S tier. And how many players are just not that? Like, you have to be elite level to say he's S tier. Meaning that's not being consistent, right? You're not talking about the average. You're talking about the best. So, yo, Ragin, who the fuck? Ragin?
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that? No damn well who I am. Who the fuck is that?
What the fuck, Ragin? That's kind of questionable, dude. Jing Wei. Jing Wei. Hurry does have a sick Janice, but questionable. Jing Wei. I think she's good. I think she could be A tier. She could be A tier. Axie's really good. Almost all the starters probably feel really good on her. She has her enabled crit. You could go full crit. You can go kin size and still crit. She's still really safe. Coming out of base benefits more on this bigger map. Still got the knockup. Nah, she's still good. She's still solid. You can't put her B tier. You can't put her B tier and then look at Chiron. The only reason Cupid's here is because he got nerfed and he got indirectly nerfed a couple times. No. She's definitely A tier. Chiron should be C tier? I don't think so. Chiron is still really strong. He has long range damage with a hybrid build that could do a lot. He's kind of hard to kill. He does a ton of damage. No other hunters here to compare. There's no way you could put Chiron with Artemis, right? I mean, I guess you could. No other moves though. His passive is kind of poo-poo. It's not the best, but the rest of his kit's really strong. Hybrid isn't it right now though. Says who? Jorm. I'm gonna do Danza last. Jorm is a solid solo laner. Nothing more. Solid solo laner. He does okay with certain team fights, but nothing more. Just literally nothing more. What is Jorm good for? Jorm is ass? Nah, Jorm is not ass. He's still okay. He's definitely not Artemis Bacchus level. He still does what he does in solo and in team fights. He disrupts team fights really well. When I think about Fire and Gold Fury, like, it's pretty annoying. All the pools can block him out. It's between B or C. I could see how I could see C. You could say C. He is very one-dimensional character. Yeah, he's pretty one-dimensional. I don't mind putting that. Kali is A tier. I think Kali's A tier. Xe buff feels good on her. Stone cutting feels good on her. A couple of the new starters feels really good on her. She's definitely real strong right now. I like her here. I don't think she's niche, and niche is situational for B tier. Yeah, I don't mind that. Speed this up a little bit. The map is open, so it lets her farm more, and she's guaranteed to get to the late game. What is the best starter in her? I've been going Boomba Spear. Capri, I just went 15-1 with Kali, so if you guys want to check out that video, it should be up soon, probably next week. Capri. I'm trying to think. I love Capri, man. I feel like he's so strong. How can you suck with Kali by not going I? Yeah, dude, Capri is good, man. The cleanse on the ults, obviously. Achilles not being one of the best soul laners right now gives him some space to breathe. I think he's in a good spot. I think he's definitely A tier. He's so solid. All forms of CC. He can be played aggressive. He can play defensive. King Arthur. King Arthur is definitely S tier right now. All these items just benefit him so well. Go guard boots, or even if you want warrior to buy, Bluestone's really good. Go Bluestone, warrior to buy, shifter shield, void. Then Ansile if you want to go super aggressive. I feel like he's always a good solo laner, unless they have Archeo or Aries, and even then he's still very good. Cuckoo. I think Cuckoo is just good secure, good poke, okay damage. I think he's fine sitting next to Isis and Baron. Does good damage, but I feel like Cuckoo's only good when Book of Thoth is really good, and Book of Thoth is not as good right now. Tahuti got buffed, and Tahuti doesn't benefit his passive. You know, Tahuti's pretty decent on him, but still not good enough. Kumba. You can complain B or C. It's B or C. I'm feeling more towards C though. He just has too much CC and not enough way to actually threaten. Yeah, he's like the best when the goal is just to peel, but when it comes to initiating, sometimes it can be kind of tough. No, Kumba A. No, that's crazy. It's between B or C. I'm gonna say C. I'm gonna say B because actually Faf, I feel it's kind of weird putting him next to these characters. He's definitely more consistent than all these characters. Kuzembo, I think Kuzembo's still A tier. He just does what he does. He's gonna return their damage. He's gonna zone. He can peel. He can slow. He can disrupt fights. A lot of these characters are going full damage, and Kuzembo loves that. Thorns did get nerfed a little bit, but it still makes him really strong. Loki. Loki is just another Bastet, but with a stun. He's so weak. He doesn't do enough damage, and hybrid doesn't feel good either. Medusa's there with Artemis. She has space in lane. I think she might even be a little bit better. Medusa reminds me a lot of Chiron. We haven't seen her, but we haven't seen her in a long time. But I still think when I think about her kit and I think of the items that are good, I feel like it goes together. And she's gotten some minor buffs. Nah, she's better. Her dash is just so bad though. Like she does have a dash, but the dash isn't that good. Okay, has a stun, yeah, but the stun doesn't do anything. The stun doesn't do anything because there's no damage threat. Yeah, I feel like this kind of benefits her. I feel like B tier is fine to me. Mercury, I think Mercury is S tier. I do feel Mercury is S tier right now. I feel like he's in a really good spot to farm the map. He's in a really good spot to get into fights, to get out of fights. Splitting the map is really, really good right now. Mercury loves that. Just in general, the map is really open right now. I think he's super strong. Merlin. Wow, we never seen Merlin this low, huh, chat? B tier Merlin. Just nerf after nerf after nerf, and he kind of just does. I don't even know, man. Sometimes I kind of want to put him C tier, but this dude does nothing. Literally just slows. It does okay. Literally, purple stance is the only thing that's good on him right now. Ice stance is super weak. His fire stance is garbage. He doesn't even burn objectives. They just keep hitting him for some reason. I love to see like Merlin at B tier, bro. F that dude. I'm so tired of seeing him. I'm done not to see him this whole season. Shell and Spectre counts Merc really bad, but he's top tier. Yeah, I think so. You go triple Shell. I think he still does what he does in fights. He has such great CC and mobility around the map. Go double Spectral. I think as long as crit is not the meta for all the hunters, like you have to go crit, but you can go like dominance is so good on him right now too. The pen feels good. Dominance, Wind Demon. You do dominance, Wind Demon, Deathbringer, Rage, dude. You do so much damage, and you have 30% pen on your autos. You're chilling, bro. Merc Death Toll, not Mulan. Oh god, when are they gonna buff Mulan's ult, bro? Like, how long is it gonna really take them to do this, man? Like, she literally, you buff her ult and she jumps up a tier, but yeah, it's just the ult is just too bad, man. It's a problem, bro. Like, it's like, oh, you're having a good game with her, you're already leveling up her 1 and her 2, you feel good, you're pretty strong in fights, and then you ult, and then you're like, wow, why did I pick this character? Needs a C tier. She's definitely, this is not her meta. AA meta is not good for her. Nemesis. With Hebo being out of the picture, Nemesis, I think, goes right back on top, in my opinion. Only problem with Nem being here is with Offender being really strong. Because Nem was amazing, but then Hebo just climbed up to here, and it brought Nem down here. But Hebo goes down with the nerfs. Nem comes back up on top. It's funny how that works, huh? Naja. You just can't put Naja as tier. It's too much of a hit or miss with that character. I'm sorry, she. Oh my god. Alright, you know what? I did that on purpose for the comments. Naja is just a hit or miss with the ults, but the rest of her kit is super inflated. I did a nasty Naja game. I don't know if I'm going to upload it. We lost, but I did so much work that game. Yeah, very strong. Got buffed a ton. Feels really good. Scales really well. Shields are really strong. Feels really good. Nike. I think of Sunder. Sunder is okay. Has been in the same spot as it's always been. Shields. He doesn't feel the best with shields. You kind of want to go a little bit more towards the tank hybrid if you're going to go solo. In the jungle, you could go the hybrid. And it does feel pretty good with the shields. Ansio being strong. Glad Shield being pretty strong. Oh, she's A tier. She's consistent. Really consistent. The only problem with her not being S tier is that the builds don't favor her. The builds don't favor her right now. Nox. Let's do... Literally nothing benefits her right now. I'll put her C tier. If you hit your stuff, it's C tier. If you don't hit your stuff, it's G tier. Yeah, I mean, nothing really benefits her right now. I guess you go the Deso. I think honestly, I think her best role right now is support. If you want me to be real, like the fact that a best mage's role is support, I mean, it can't be good, right? Nuwa is definitely A tier. Maybe could be S tier. The builds favor her so much right now. She could be S tier. You know what? I think she is S tier because of the way the map is, the fact that there's rocks everywhere and it's not a long lane. I think it helps her with the minions in her 1. Her 3 is really good. Tahuti's OP on her. Deso's so good on her. Gem, the new starter items are so good on her. Like everything just is benefiting her. Yeah, like I feel like the map benefits her, the items benefit her. I think she could be low-key S tier, man. It's a lot of things benefiting her right now. And yeah, you could dive her very easy, but she's going to get her damage off. I'll have you know that. She's going to pull beads. She's going to pull beads, maybe even Aegis, and she's going to ult. So that's a lot more than a lot of these mages can do. Because you can say the same thing about Poseidon too. Oh, yo, you're going to get dove, but... he's going to drop his Kraken to his feet. And then, yeah, maybe you get beads. But Nuwa's different. Nuwa has 2 sets of that. Odin. Odin's a niche character. We all know that. He's actually one of the weaker niche characters. Yeah, no. He actually dropped off, right? Because healing got weaker. And with healing get weaker, it makes Odin weaker. So... yeah, I think C tier is fine for him. He's a niche character, but one of the weaker niche characters when you think about it. Willix, Aries, Taji, Cupid. So I feel like that's a fine spot to put him in. I think Oleron just has the problem of the ult, man. The ult CD is just so long. If you have one bad ult, like, the fight is over. Like, you literally do nothing. You need them to walk into you because you can't chase. Rings are garbage. Dessel's garbage on him. Tahuti's garbage on him. He only benefits if Bancroft's, Typhon's rings are really good, and none of those are the best. So, I think that's a fair spot to put him. Osiris. Osiris is A tier. Super, super good soul laner. Consistent. Very strong in team fights. Bully. Good with Berserker. Good with shifters. Like I said, bully soul laners are back, chat. Bruiser soul laners are back. Is it Tahuti great on him because of passive? The character's just too shit right now. Pele. You could do A or B tier Pele. Good jungle clear. Great macro with her. Just her team fight becomes lackluster when it comes late game, in my opinion. But the shields are kind of good on her. I think A tier is fine. I think A tier is fine. The shield, you could go hybrid with her right now, kind of like a Soul Eater, Shifter Shield, Brawlers, Erendite, Heartseeker build, and she's gonna blow people up and still be a little bit tanky. And she's gonna farm the map really well. Purse. Oh, well, she's going to get changed soon, so we don't know exactly where this is going to go, but we're going to go B tier. We'll go B tier with Purse. Maybe. I don't know where she's going. I don't know what they're changing about her. I mean, right now, she's like an A tier character. If she ults one person, what she does, she just wins the fight. Which shield to build on Pele? Definitely Shifters. Pos. I think Pos is a B tier character. Kind of niche. There's so much farm on the map, though. And he loves that. And he can do jungle, and he can do mid. So he loves Tahuti. Dumor got hurt, though. If you miss Kraken on pause, you're useless. Yeah, but that's kind of every ult, though. If you miss any mage's ult, the character becomes infinitely weaker. I'm going to say A tier. I think there's too much farm on the map. He feels real nice. You're going to hit 20. You're going to get a lot of items. A lot of items on pause makes it where you're going to do a lot of damage on your 3-2-1. Raw. Raw is always going to be an A tier character, I feel. He's just so good. He's just so solid. Even if out of combat healing is a little bit weaker, I think he's still very strong. I'd love to see these two guys together in A tier. Doesn't that warm your heart, chat? Raijin. Raijin feels a lot stronger. I like Raijin over these walls. Doing damage over walls like that feels real nice. CC immune is pretty good. I think B tier. He does pretty good with the new item buffs. He does nice. Tahuti is so good on him. The new starter is really good on him too. It helps him out. B tier is pretty solid. Still yet to see a good Raijin recently, but I think he just does so much damage that I think people just are bad at positioning him. I think the map helps him. Rum. I did hit Ram a little bit. I think Ram is A. He can be. You could say S. You could say Ram's S. But I think A. He got hit a little bit. I feel like he's just so consistent. He's gonna do so much damage. He's gonna shred late game. He's hard to kill with his ult. His roll is really good. His steroid is amazing. Yeah, I think Ram is just so good. The trees hurt, but if that's the case, then just every global is garbage. I think Rat is still really consistent. I love to see Rat on this map. He definitely can provide more ganks than any other jungler right now, and not lose a lot of farm because he farms really well. He rotates really well. The hybrid tank items are really good right now. The shields are good. The starters are good. He's good. Ravana's A tier. He's just so consistent. Double immunity, double CC immunity, good clear, good fight. I think Ravana will always be so consistent unless they nerf like something, right? Unless they nerf his power, his damage or something. Scylla. I feel like Scylla feels really good right now. All the items feel magical on her. I think Scylla's S tier. But I remember my last tier list. Go back to my last tier list and go look at Scylla. When everybody was like, what do you mean? Scylla sucks as my early game. She doesn't even clear a wave. Remember, just go back to my last tier list when I was talking about Scylla. And all you guys are like, what do you mean? And then Paul plays it once, and now it's the best character in the game. Caparoonies. Sercat. Sercat loves hybrid builds. I love Sercat right now, and it feels so good. She's one of the characters that I don't mind. I could do like 20% CD and then build into Boomba's hammer, and then the hammer feels ridiculous on Sercat. Who said that? Don't worry, chat. Go to check out my last YouTube video. Just do it for the culture. Set in the OP tier, dude. I love Set, bro. I haven't played him once, chat. Once. I can't play him, dude, but he's just broken. Scotty, you turd character. I'm putting her D tier. It's literally garbage. Literal garbage. No CC immunity. Her 3 is shit. Her 1 is shit. Her dog kills you. Her dog. The only 3 kills you're gonna get in a 50-minute game in Scotty is her dog. Sobek. Damn, dude. Sobek gonna be the first S tier support. Yes, he is. He deserves it, man. He's so good at setting up. He's so good at peeling. He's so hard to kill. Like, I look at the other supports that are in A tier, and I see a problem with each and one, but it's Sobek, I just don't see a problem. You pluck, you die. Cap, you pluck, you die. You pluck, and then you press 4, and then you run away. I mean, if you miss plucks, yeah, guys, but you can't do a tier list on whether you're gonna miss stuff. I mean, yeah, if you're gonna miss abilities, and all the gods are shit. Bluestone and shields are really good. Soul, welcome to the shit tier list, Soul. How you doing? All right, I won't be so really disrespectful to her. I'll put D. Yeah, D tier is definitely fair. Oh, you pluck a god, they die. Oh, I agree with that. Yeah, it's super easy. It's the best setup ever. It's just the cleanest, and it's hard, and it beats in the air. GG. Yeah, Soul's definitely garbage. All the rings are garbage. Her ability-based build is garbage because she does no damage. Wukong. Wukong is A tier. You can do jungle, you can do solo because shifters and void are so good right now. Really, honestly, just shifter characters are just so good right now. Shifter shields is so strong. Susano's a little bit more niche B, I would say. He's good, but he needs a reason to be good, right? Yeah, exactly, Vito. Sylvanas does have one of the best in combat heals in the game. But he can't 3 over any of these walls right now. I like him, though. He's so good. He's so underrated. And punishing him is going to be kind of hard. Where before, I feel like it was much easier. Because 3 people were constantly grouped. Right now, the map, 3 people are not constantly grouped. You guys know I'm the Sylvanas main, guys. But I got to keep it real for the chat and for the viewers. Yeah, I think he's good. I think he's solid here. Terra's a B tier. She's kind of niche. And her CDs are so long right now. And I don't think the map helps her out too much. Doesn't Baron have good heals? Not really. He has good in combat heals, but you have to hit someone with it too, while Sylvanas is guaranteed. Thanatos. Thanatos has the same problems. Super niche. Good because he executes. Needs a reason to pick him. If you miss a scythe, you lose game. How are the items for him? Shields don't really help him too much. You gotta kind of go all in. Just look at it as all in builds. His all in builds haven't really changed much. With Boomba, you have more scythes. You have Boomba Hammer. Bloodforge is okay right now. Dominance is okay. Doesn't really help him though. Has inflated stats on mana and MP5, which he can't even use. I'm gonna put up C tier. Adapting my mannequins on him. Yeah, it could be good, but I don't know. He's only B tier when he's against executes, but if there's nothing to execute that is like against the Kepri or something like that, like he just feels really weak. Like why don't you just go Thor? Why pick this when you can pick Thor or bots or Fenrir? I don't see how you can jungle and not go Boombas, bros, because all these turds, because they keep watching casual players fucking go mannequins and just own everyone. But then they realize, oh, when you play against good players, they're going to punish you because you're not able to farm at the same rate. You're going to see the problem. Morgan. Morgan's A tier. Super consistent. Could be S tier, but I'm trying to think of the characters that are good right now. What are her transformations? Yeah, she has decent transformations right now. She could be S. She really could be S. Her ult is so strong. And the map is pretty nice for her. I think A is fair. You could say S, but I think A is fair. Desolation is beautiful on her. Thor cannot be S. There's no way. It just doesn't do enough damage. You have to be a really good Thor to make him look good. I think A or B, and just because I love Thor, I'll say A. The tall trees kind of do mess him up a little bit. Shields help him out a little bit. I think it's fair to say he's A because Shifter Shield and Void Shield are pretty nice right now. The higher build feels pretty good. The walling people off feels pretty nice. He fell off. He was S. Yeah, but there's no way he's S now. He was S when he was super strong. Thoth. I feel like Thoth benefits from the way we're fighting right now in this map, but I feel like he's too easy to kill. He's just too easy to kill right now. Like if you dash one way, you have to walk so far to get away. His damage is good, but he has the problem of just like if you just run at him, he dashes, and now you don't have any entrance way. I think B tier is fine. You have no way to go. Like he has great damage, but I feel like he's really susceptible to dying in this map. Instead of just doing damage over walls. Tsukuyomi's A. He's solid. He's solid. Just really solid. He clears really well. He farms the map well. His fight is good. His team fight is good. His dive is amazing. But he has the same problems. There's no way you could put him S tier. No way you could put him S tier. He's not strong enough. I think he's on the lower end of A. Tier S. I think tier is S. This whole meta literally it revolves around him. Every item right now is so good for tier. No, there's no way tier C. He's between A or S. But literally every item just favors that character. If I was a soul laner, I would play this, King Arthur, Kukulin, every game. And Guan too. Tier is just another King Arthur, but with more CC. This map feels really good for him. The items just feel so nice for him. Ansile and Shifters both being... Yo, he's S tier. I don't even know why I'm looking at chat right now. Uller. I think Uller can have a pretty sweet build. I think he's a solid A tier. There's no way he's S tier, but he's definitely an A tier right now. I think Dominance really helps him out a lot. I think Dominance being as good of an item as it is really just bumps him up. Vamana looks pretty good. Death Toll, he could use different starters. Mannequin, Death Toll. Ansile's good. Berserker's is OP right now, which fucking buffs the shit out of him. Vamana's really good. Vulcan, I think Vulcan falls off a bit. I don't like this map for him. Zoning off with a turret is pretty hard. It's kind of open sometimes. A little paintball field, you know what I mean? I think B tier is fair. He's in the same problem. He's in the same problem as Thoth. Like, he does a ton of damage, but if he gets in a bad spot, he's done. On this map, you have to be walking forever. X-Ball. I think X-Ball is C tier. I think it's fair. His dash is too predictable. It's not the greatest. His ult's okay. His damage is good though. Jing 10's A tier. I don't really see any other. I think Jing 10 if they don't leave him alone, doesn't matter the meta, doesn't matter the items. The character is just an inflated kit. Jamoja. Map is pretty open for Jamoja. It's really hard to wall people off. You have to get him in a perfect spot. The 3s are good for this map though. Have they nerfed her recently? Did they nerf her in any recent patch? No, they haven't touched her. I know they hit her a bunch of times, back to back. But I'm talking about way recent, like really recent. They haven't touched her. If they haven't touched her, then yeah, I guess she has to be an S tier. It's because her in-combat healing is really good too, man. Her in-combat healing is stupid with Lotus Crown. Emir's A tier for me. He's no, I just can't. He's not in B tier for me. He's super strong, but he can't. He's not S tier. It's not the same map. It's not the same map. He's really strong, but it has to be against the right comp. The walls are really awkward here. Zeus is fucking garbage, dude. I don't know when they're gonna fucking fix that god. And then Changa is a simple C tier. Good protections. He'll do good damage in a team fight, but same problem, no escape. He's gonna die. The walls, nah, the walls are way better in season 7 map than season 8. Way better. There's literally no other way to go in season 7. In season 8, you have options. Hope you guys enjoyed my long tier list, in-depth tier list. Love you, YouTube. Please hit the thumbs up. Chat, thank you for watching. Glad you guys have stayed with me here. Oh, Danza. Sorry, chat. Sorry, YouTuber. Yo. Don't drop comments yet. Stop typing. I know you're already typing. YouTube comments be fucking hurting my feelings out here, man. Danza. I think he's overrated, man. I think he's overrated. I don't feel like he's S tier. I feel like A tier is fair. He has 2 problems. He has a lot of problems, like that I feel like other ADCs just don't have right now. His biggest problem is the ult. What's his escape? The 3. If you're a good player, you can track the 3. Especially with tick damage. If you track his 3, his fight is over. There's no way he's ulting out of that fight. Yeah, he's A tier. Picture him right here. He's A tier. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Drop in the comments what you guys think where God should have been. I'm probably not going to read it. But if you do drop it, I'll throw a thumbs up for your great opinion.
Got him! Got him!
Alright. Let's refresh my game.